The American Temperance Society, formed in 1826, was one of the first anti-alcohol groups and served as a foundation for many later groups. By 1835, the ATS had received over 1.5 million members, with women as 35 to 60%. Maine passed the first state prohibition law in 1846, and a number of other states had followed suit by the time Civil War began in 1861. The 18th Amendment effectively established the prohibition of alcoholic beverages in the United States by declaring it illegal to produce, transport, and sell alcohol. The Volstead Act was enacted later to carry out the intent of the 18th Amendment by prohibiting intoxicating beverages, regulating the manufacture, sale, and transport of liquor, and ensuring an ample supply of alcohol for scientific research and in the development of fuel, dye, and other lawful industries and practices, such as religious rituals. Prohibition's supporters expected sales to increase with the ban of alcohol, but the effects Prohibition had on the economy were largely negative instead. The closing of breweries, distilleries, and saloons led to the elimination of thousands of jobs around the U.S. Not only that, but one of the greatest effects of Prohibition was on the government's tax revenues. Prohibition cost the federal government a total of $11 billion in lost tax revenue, while costing them over $300 million to enforce. The 18th Amendment only banned the production and transportation of alcohol. It had nothing about the consumption of it. Many people discovered the pharmacists were able to prescribe alcohol for prescription for anything from anxiety to influenza. Drinking for religious purposes was okay, so churches and synagogues also saw an increase in people. People went to other countries to drink as well. Bootlegging refers to the illegal transport of alcoholic beverages. To prevent bootleggers from using industrial ethyl alcohol to produce illegal beverages, the federal government ordered the poisoning of industrial alcohols. In response, bootleggers hired chemists to remanufacture the alcohol. NYC medical examiners greatly opposed these policies because of the danger it could have to human life. On average, 1,000 Americans died every year during the Prohibition from the effects of drinking tainted alcohol. Organized crime received a major boost from the prohibition of alcohol. A profitable, often violent black market for alcohol flourished. Making alcohol at home was very common during the Prohibition. In a study of more than 30 major U.S. cities, the number of crimes increased by 24%, homicides by 12.7%, assaults and battery rose by 13%, and police department costs rose by 11.4%. Economic urgency played a big part in the repeal. Farmers who fought for Prohibition now fought for a repeal because of the negative effects it had on their agriculture. Before the Volstead Act, approximately 14% of federal, state, and local tax revenues were derived from alcohol commerce. After the Great Depression, the government needed the possible dollars from taxing beer. The 21st Amendment, which was ratified in 1933, officially ended Prohibition. The amendment itself repealed the 18th Amendment, although some states continued Prohibition.
Created using PowToon.